18 WJTS Sports presents the Southridge Raiders versus the Jasper Wildcats. This game's brought to you by DuBois County Tire and Supply, McDonald's, Eubler & Sons, DuBois County Cares, Mariners Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, and Galehausen Insurance. Now let's go down to the field.
Good evening and welcome to high school baseball here on 18 WJTS. Tonight, the Southridge Raiders invade Rooksor Field to take on the Wildcats in an inter-county matchup. The Wildcats come into tonight's game at 19-2, winners of 11 straight after a big win at Evansville North and come from behind fashion 6-4. Meanwhile, the Southridge Raiders are 14-4 on the season. They beat Mount Vernon last night 10-5. Tonight, starting pitchers, a couple of good ones. It'll be Connor Foley for the Wildcats. He'll be opposed by Ethan Bell of the Raiders. We'll step aside. Coach Kelly Murphy will join us, and we'll have the action right after this on WJTS. Welcome back to Rooksor Field. Kirk Gutgsell, Kelly Murphy on a Friday night as Connor Foley takes the hill for the Wildcats here in the bottom or the top half of the first inning. An absolute huge crowd. Stands filled on both sides. It's the wraparound deal here at Rooksor Field. It's like a tournament semi-state type of deal when these two teams play, and it's just outstanding. We always talk about it would be great to play Friday night here at Rooksor, the next Friday night at League Stadium. You play 29 games. You play a lot of random teams. Both teams do. Play this. Play these county rivalry games.
Yeah, this is great. Everybody is looking forward to getting out and getting about, and what a great atmosphere here tonight.
Connor Foley will lead things off on the mound for the Cats against Camden Gasser here as we get ready to roll at Rooksor Field. Gasser, a left-handed hitter, open at the plate. They play him to go the other way. Foley's first pitch of the ball game is a fastball. Kevin Holzman behind the plate. Mike Zaire, our friends in blue, this evening here at Alvin C. Rooksor Field. As Foley out ahead 0-1 to the Raider third baseman. That is in there for a strike as well. Gasser down at Mount Vernon last night. Had a base hit and a run scored. Raiders broke open a 5-5 game. And able to win that 10-5. He's down on the count 0-2. Foley brings it home. Breaking ball slashed foul. Raiders occupy the third base dugout. They're in their gray uniforms with red numerals. Black socks. Wildcats in their white pinstripe with black numbers. Black hats as they go to work here defensively against Gasser. He's down on the count 0-2 as Foley brings it home. High fastball. Raiders have juggled that lineup a little bit. I think they finally settled in with Camden there at the leadoff spot. Here is the 1-2 as Foley looks in. He'll cut it loose to Gasser. Breaking ball, humpback liner to Hankey, makes the play for the first out of the inning.
Foley was really working the outside part of that plate, but every pitch at the beginning of that at-bat was on the outside half, brought a curveball into Camden's hands, and it was really well done there.
So here comes Ethan Bell, tonight's starting pitcher. He'll bat from the right side, bats as he throws. Gene Mattingly on the coaching line at third. Over at first base, Brian Craig tonight for the Raiders as usual. Foley's first pitch to his counterpart sails outside. It's 1-0. They play Bell straight away. He's headed to pitch for the University of Evansville. Had him on the air this week. As Foley drops a glove and throws the 1-0 home, and Bell waves at it, and the count squares at 1-1. Raiders with Pike Central and Tell City tomorrow out at League Stadium. Jasper plays Forest Park at 1 tomorrow. The 1-1 to Bell. Swing and a miss. Foley's been pitching well for the Cats this season. He is 3-1. Gets a lot of tough assignments. He and Grant Stratton appear to be the Wildcats' go-to guys that they'll open that sectional in 4A against Castle in a couple of weeks. The 1-2 to Bell, outside corner misses. Well, big gap in left center field. Bell tries to dig in against Connor. The break even to Bell. Outside corner got him. Good pitch again. That outside half now to Bell as well.
Yeah, he's locating that fastball very well. And if that can happen, that creates trouble for those hitters because he's able to locate that on both sides of the plate.
Here comes Colson Montgomery. Hit 2 big flies last night at Mount Vernon. One of those was unbelievable if you saw that on social media. Chris Hedinger out there in right field, fairly deep for the left-handed hitting Montgomery, as Foley will deal with it. And the Wildcats, they're going to pitch to him. I think Coach Gilbert wants to challenge his pitcher Foley. And some of these teams, they've been in and out with Colson, walking him, pitching around him. But I think he'll look forward to this matchup. The 1-0, and this one slash foul, third base side over the Raider dugout. 2 away here in the top of the first, no score, Southridge and Jasper on a Friday night.
One thing that's impressive with Colson is his patience. A lot of teams will pitch around him and not give him anything to hit, but the fact that he's still hitting for high average is pretty remarkable.
The 1-1 breaking ball strike. He does not chase. He does not get anxious. That's one thing I think as the next pitch dances in for a strike. It's to his credit. A lot of guys would be really anxious and swinging at everything, but not him. The 1-2 with 2 gone. Foley pushes it home. Fastball high. And McCount squares it 2-2 to the Raiders shortstop.
When you've got the talent that he has and the number of scouts that come to every game,
it's amazing.
It would be absolutely unbelievably hard to not be anxious, but he is so good at the plate not being anxious.
The 2-2. Curveball misses. They like to watch him hit batting practice and whatnot, and they get a lot out of that when they come to scout him. So sometimes the game is almost secondary, but they look for certain things. 3-2 to Montgomery with 2 away here in the first. Foley, plateward, inside corner. Watched a pretty good pitch by Foley at the knees on the inside portion. And here comes Chase Taylor with the runner aboard. The Evansville-bound catcher gets in. He will bat with a man at first and 2 away here in the top half of the first, no score on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard.
One thing people forget is Colson's speed. He's just as dangerous on the base path as he is at the plate because he's so fast.
They've been leading him off, too. If people were going to, pitch around him, he gets on, he takes off. And that's his allure to the scouts as well, that plus speed.
Absolutely.
All I needed to see as a sophomore, him running away from defenses in regional and semi-state football games. That's all I needed to see as a sophomore when he was a quarterback. Pitches out of the zone to Taylor, 1-0.
It made us football coaches look like geniuses when he could do that, What great offensive coordinators we are. Get the ball in his hands and let him go.
The 1-0 pitch now to Taylor. That is high, 2-0. So Foley with a 2-0 count to the catcher, Taylor. Hudson Allen, the freshman second baseman, waits on deck. Montgomery takes a good lead. The 2-0 pitch to Taylor. It's out of the zone, 3-0. No wind tonight out here at Rookser Field on a very pleasant evening. And these have been few and far between. See what Taylor does, 3-0 here with Montgomery, the runner at first. Here's the pitch right down Main Street for a strike. It's 3-1.
When you get somebody like with speed on the bases, it does something to the psyche of a pitcher because you're worried about getting the ball to the plate quickly, and Foley hadn't thrown 3 balls to any hitter yet.
The 3-1. Taylor rifles it back into the screen. You're right. He's usually locked in. Seen him pitch a lot this year. He's a big kid, really good tight end in football, and he's really elevated his baseball. We'll talk about him when he hits. He has hit 7 home runs this season, including 2 in one game, just like Colson did last night. He hit a couple on Monday night out here at against Gibson Southern. 3-2. Montgomery will be running with the pitch plateward with 2 outs. Here we go, and the ball is fouled away. So the Raiders and Wildcats here on this Friday night. This will be the only meeting. Southridge playing up due to the success factor in 3A. Jasper's a 4A team. Montgomery takes his lead. Wallace holds him on. The payoff. Montgomery takes off, and Taylor swings and misses as Foley gets a couple of strikeouts here in the top half of the first inning. Through a half here at Rookser Field. Raiders nothing, Wildcats nothing on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break. Murph and I will be back with more after this. Back to Rookser Field. Senior right-hander Ethan Bell climbs the mound for the Raiders this evening. He has been very good for Southridge. Of course, came on the scene as a freshman and sophomore, and of course, nobody played last year. When the Raiders are on, Ethan usually pitches well.
Yeah, he comes from different arm slots, most of the time from that 3/4 arm slot, which causes some consternation for a right-handed hitter because that ball looks like it's coming from behind him. So you know, he has good command of all of his pitches. He has multiple pitches that he can throw, and he throws strikes. That's the main thing. He pounds that strike zone.
Throw goes down to second base by Taylor. We're ready to roll here in the bottom of the first. Brayson Fuson left, in center Carter Whitehead in right, Connor 10. Gasser, Montgomery, Hudson Allen, and Sermersheim, the first baseman for the Raiders. Behind the plate, Chase Taylor. And here comes Eli Hof, the Wildcat leadoff man. So he stands in from the right side. Terry Gobert on the coaching line at third. Jason Albrand down at first. The first pitch of the bottom of the first, and this one skied into right, a mile high over toward the line. Connor 10 in shallow right. He'll make the play for the first out of the inning.
There's no tree overhanging out there anymore. I've noticed they've kind of cut that down. That's always been in play in years past.
Yeah, balls would be flying in there. Those left-handed hitters pull that ball into that tree down there, and it blocked a lot of light, too, down through the years. Here comes Cody Morton, the Wildcat second baseman. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses from Ethan Bell, and it's 0-1.
Wildcats aren't wasting any time. 2 pitches, 2 swings, so.
Yeah, a lot of teams, as we have the 0-1, they look at it facing a good pitcher, and it's like this in the major league. Sometimes in a bat, you're going to get one pitch to hit, and you better be ready to ambush him. And
typically it's a first one, too.
Yeah, wanting to get ahead. Oh, it's 0-2 now to Morton as the pitch flies plateward. Barely missed outside corner. That's a pretty good pitch right there.
That's a real good pitch. It was a ball. Give Halsey credit. It was a ball, but that was a very good pitch, placed very well.
The 1-2 now from Bell. Outside, it's 2-2 now. One away. No score. Bottom half of the first. Jasper and Southridge on this Friday night at Rookser Field here on WBDC and 18 WJTS. The 2-2 fouled right back over our heads, and it's 2-2 and holding here. Again, they play him straight away in the outfield. Bell with his battery mate, Chase Taylor. They'll both head to play for West Carroll at U of E next year. The 2-2. Morton chased it. Taylor can't find it. He's going to have to complete the strikeout. Barely got it. So Taylor couldn't quite locate it, and there are 2 gone, but he found a way to get it.
It was a really good play by Chase. You know, you can't find a ball, and all of a sudden he finds it. He's got to throw it kind of off balance, and he had the presence of mind to throw it across to where Sermersheim could catch it.
With Foley at the plate now, again, their big hitter here. Outside, and usually is on those drop third strikes, you'll pick an angle inside outside. He had no angle there. He just kind of threaded it through there, as you said. The 1-0 to Foley, fouled straight back. Foley usually a big pull hitter. They've tried to get him to go the other way, and he hit 2 the other night, 1 to center and 1 to right center by the scoreboard, so they were happy to see that out of their number 3 hitter. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing, strike, 1-2. So both pitchers appear to be on point, and you would expect nothing less here. And that's good that both teams can come in with guys that they're frontline guys. Sometimes these games, when you play a lot during the week, it kind of gets sloppy. The 1-2 foul back, and we may have that later on when you get into the bullpen, but at least right now you got 2 good pitchers going.
Yeah, these high school games during the springtime can get crazy with the number of games you got to play.
The 1-2 outside to Foley. On deck, Andrew Wallace, the first baseman. No score. Home first, Raiders and Wildcats. Again, next week is the last week of the regular season for tournament play. Southridge hosts their 3A sectional. Jasper will play at Bossy Field against Castle. The 2-2 to Foley. Hits wide of the bag at third past Terry Gobert on that line down there. Southridge drew the bye. They won't play until Memorial Day.
They got a sweet draw.
There's
did. No
Anytime
doubt
you get in
about
the
it.
bye in one of these baseball
Darn
tournaments,
right.
even more so than basketball because of the pitching element. The 2-2 now. Foley skies it back into left field. Going back on it is Foose. He'll turn around a couple of times and make the play. He turned one way, then back around. He made the play for the third out of the inning. It looked good when it left, kind of like in a major league game when it flies up and everybody oohs and ahs. But we played through one on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. Raiders and Wildcats 0-0. We'll have more from Allen C. Rookser Field after this. Kirk Gutgsell, Kelly Murphy back to Rookser Field. Inning number 2 as Southridge comes to the plate. Connor Foley completes his warm-up toss again. This weird year in baseball, softball, track, tennis. A lot of these baseball teams, they had seniors coming back, but perhaps the last time you saw them play baseball was on the JV field.
Yeah.
And, unless they played as sophomores, which is
Right.
usually far and few between with a good program. So you really don't know what you have, and I think that's a thing that a lot of these coaches, their lineup, not even set yet with 1 week to go in the regular season.
Yeah, and it just speaks volumes to these two programs, but the record that they have.
Hudson Allen leads things off, and he hits it straight back, 0-1. Raiders had a walk to Montgomery back in the first, and that was it against Foley. So Hudson Allen gets in. He's played a good second base for the Raiders as a freshman. Just loves baseball. You can see the enthusiasm when he takes that field. He hops around there as he swings and misses. It's 0-2. So Hudson getting in. Foley stands tall on the Rooksor Field mound, about 6'5", the right-hander in agreement with Peter, and will drop the glove and cut it loose. Fastball misses outside. You can kind of hear that pop, and it's 1-2 to Hudson Allen. He'll be followed by Whitehead and then Sam Sermersheim here in the top of the second. The 1-2 offering from Foley, and he got him. Struck him out, Foley, with 3 strikeouts.
Brought that fastball inside in on Hudson's hands, and you get 2 strikes like that, you're looking for anything close to swing at. And in the last 2 hitters, he's elevated that pitch, which that's hard to hit. So that's good pitching.
Here comes Whitehead. Plays center field for the Raiders. Steadies that bat across the Rooksor Field plate, and Foley throws it high. Fastball misses 1-0.
Carter's dad is listening to us from a bus on the way back from Washington, D.C.
That's right. The
Yeah.
big 8th grade trip.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, hope you're still sane. The 1-0 pitch. You know how all that. You've went on those trips.
Yeah.
I think everybody, every teacher, every aide, every
Yeah.
nurse, 2-0 the count, has made that trip once or twice. It's great that they're able to go again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They enjoy that trip.
The 2-0. Line right at Hankey over his head into center field for a base hit. Hit like a bullet. Didn't know if Hankey was going to time his jump, but that just was a little too high for him. A solid single with 1 out off the bat of Carter Whitehead.
That was a good at bat for Carter. The ball was down on the knees. It was a decent pitch, but he went down to get it and was able to line that ball out. It was a very, very good approach at the plate for Carter.
So with 1 gone, a runner at first.
So I just got a text that Ohanian's listening to it from the bus too. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Good. Glad they're listening. Here's the pitch. Foul back off the bat of Sermersheim. So it's 0-1. Foley reconnects out there. (0-1) offering. Runner takes off. Peters throw down a second base. Is a good one. He got him. He cut him down. Good throw by Peter. Foley got it out of his glove on the mound, and they cut down the base runner. 2 gone.
That was a very good throw. That ball was right on the money. Carter, I felt like Carter got a good jump on that pitch, but that was just a very well thrown ball from the catcher there.
Sermersheim now down in the count 0-2. Foley looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning with that strikeout. The 0-2 push plateward misses outside. 1-2. Boy, these catchers and pitchers that can control that running game, that's going to bode well in the tournament as well. The 1-2 with 2 away. Called third strike at the knees. Foley with a pair of strikeouts in each inning. He's got 4 now. We have played 1.5 at Rooksor Field. Southridge nothing, Jasper nothing. We'll step aside. We'll have more high school baseball after this. Back to Rooksor Field as Ethan Bell on to face Wallace. Ethan Bell throws the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 as we begin play here in the bottom of the second inning. No score here at Rooksor Field. Bell to face Wallace, Peter, and Lebahusen. Next pitch is low into the dirt. 0-1.
Last inning, I just love the aggressive play. I love that. You don't see enough of that in baseball anymore, even at the big league level. Too much sabermetrics garbage. Aggressive play. Yeah, he got thrown out, but it took a great throw to get him thrown out.
The 1-1. I always contend in high school, make the catcher throw you out
Yes.
twice. I mean, in your odds, I think you'll steal 8 out of 10 bases in a game
Absolutely.
if you did that. 2-1 to Wallace here. Bell down the count here slightly. The next pitch to Wallace, fastball misses to the left-handed first baseman, and it's 3-1. Left-handed hitting first baseman. No score here in the bottom of the second. Bell trying to work from behind, the 3-1, and that is a strike at the knees. Painted it right where he wanted it. Good pitcher's pitch. Now the 3-2 count here to Wallace. Bell had a 3-up, 3-down inning back in the first. The payoff. Wallace chops it on the ground to second. Big hop for Hudson Allen. Throws on to first base. 1 gone.
Those are the kind of hops you like as an infielder. Big Sunday hops right to you. Don't have to do much.
Not at all.
That's great.
Catcher, number 10, Ross Peter.
That was a really good hop for Hudson. So here comes Ross Peter, the Wildcat catcher. Right-handed batter. He fouls it straight back. 0-1 the count. No score. Bottom half of the second inning on a beautiful night for baseball, and I've seen a lot of games up here. I just cannot get over this crowd.
Yeah, it's great.
The 0-1 back into left. Foose will have to now come in on it, and he'll make the play. Broke back. I was watching him all the way instead of the ball, and he makes the catch. 2 up, 2 gone. So Job Leverhusen will be the hitter.
Number 6, Job
Kept the Wildcats
Leverhusen.
in the game the other night against North, doing the pitching. Cats were down 3-1 in that ball game, or actually 4-1. Then they hit the Huskies with a 5 spot in the top of the 6th, the 0-1. Leverhusen skies in a mile high to center. Carter Whitehead drifts back, waits for it to come down, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. We've got a pitcher's duel on our hands here at Alvin C. No score after 2 complete on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MD Realtor scoreboard. Kelly Murphy and I will be back with more after this. The 3rd inning we go. Raiders and Wildcats in a 0-0 game. All of our online listeners, our numbers on online are always great. Appreciate the Seidels listening down in Florida. They're actually at Dick Hauser Stadium at Florida State University.
Yeah.
Watching Florida State baseball tonight, so that's pretty cool.
That is.
Leah always chimes
Leading
in.
off for Southridge in the 3rd inning.
We just
Make
had
her nervous
Mr.
during-
Freeze. We just had a Mr. Freeze race. I think we're going to have to get some oxygen to Mr. Freeze and his runner there.
Quinn Barnett leads things off. Here's the first pitch. Yeah, they do a promotion sponsored by the good people at the Dairy Queen at the Y in Jasper. Phyllis and her crew. They strategic marketing class at Jasper. The 1-0 pitch to Barnett. It's in for a strike. It's 1-1. They have let a guy with a lead, kind of like a staggered track start, and then somebody has to beat him from foul pole to foul pole. If you have never run poles, that's a pretty good distance. The 1-1 pitch, and Barnett waves at it. He's down 1-2.
That's a far distance, and I had to run many of them in my day.
Yes, sir. 1-2 to Quinn Barnett here in the 3rd. Connor Tindon back to the top, and Camden Gasser. The 1-2. This one fisted foul. Game can start. Coach Winkler's here.
Oh, that wasn't Coach Winkler running against Mr. Freeze? Oh, my gosh. I thought it might have been the way they looked. Nope, there he is. He's walking in. Okay.
Wink must have had some golf duties today with Coach Matthews. 1-2 here. Foley throws it. Strikeout number 5. He's got a few of those called looking tonight, and he's on his game. 1 away. Punch out number 5 for the junior right-handed.
Yeah, 3 of his 5 have been
number 5, Connor
called strike 3 looking, so he's placing the ball really well tonight.
Here's the next pitch to the hitter 10. He plays right field tonight. No score. Raiders own the lone hit of the game. That was a single to center off the bat of Carter Whitehead earlier. 1-0 to Connor 10. It's push plateward. That is in for a strike. And the count squares at 1-1 here. Brookser Field on a Friday night, Raiders and Wildcats. The next pitch spins plateward. Slash foul into the seats right field side. In good gait for the ADs, or Brian Lewis tonight specifically, which is good after all the shutdown stuff earlier this year. The 1-2 offering. Got him. Struck him out again.
That's about the second or third time that he's elevated that two-strike pitch. And that's just hard to lay off of when you're up there and you're really wanting to protect the plate. So that's a good approach from the mound.
So here comes leadoff man Camden Gasser. He lined to short earlier. Hits it down the left field line. Overall, Brand toward the line. It's going to bounce in. Gasser's going to round first. He's going to be in at second base with a stand-up double as he took it the other way down the left field line.
I'm telling you, that ball was tailing. Those right field and left field are two of the toughest positions on the field to play because the ball never comes to you straight, ever. That case, it was off a left-handed hitter's bat, and it was tailing to the line. It's hard to judge. And so that was a good approach there by Camden.
So with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position for Ethan Bell, and as they say, he could help himself out here with a base hit with 2 down. Gasser will be running with the crack of the bat. Foley comes to the high set and throws it plateward. This one rifled straight back. It's 0-1 for the Raiders starting pitcher.
I love both teams' approach at the plate. Both of them are being aggressive, like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. That first pitch may be the best one you see, so get after it.
So Bell digs in, right-handed hitter. Foley with that ball behind his back. Stares out at Gasser at second base. He's got good speed. The 0-1. This one's back to the screen, and Gasser's going to go up to third base. That's another thing with Gasser. I mean, I saw it a lot in football, and I've seen every football game he's played for forever. I just didn't realize how fast he was.
Yeah.
Even in baseball down through the years, and I think that was a big allure to Michigan baseball. They love fast guys. They always can teach people to hit. But, man, he could run, and we saw that a lot in football. The 1-1 here to Bell. He tomahawks one straight back, swung him one over his head, and it is 1-2.
That speed, it doesn't matter what sport you're playing in, speed is dangerous. And you get a guy on the base pass that's got a little speed, and that starts putting pressure on the defense. That's why I like this aggressive style of play.
1-2 with 2 away. Bell at the plate. Foley trying to get another strikeout. He's been good in that realm. Pushes it home. Back of the screen. It bounces right back to Ross Peter. Got a hard padding back there. League Stadium has that as well. And he uncorked that one. It's 2-2.
That's knowing exactly where you play right there. Getting that nice little bounce right back to you. He didn't go chase that ball. He let it come right to him.
The 2-2 now to Bell. Outside, 3-2 now. So Bell at the plate, and Montgomery lurking in the on-deck circle. Foley would like to see him in the fourth instead of here in the third with guys on the bases. The 3-2 to Bell. Breaking ball slammed up the middle into center field, and the Raiders lead 1-0. And those 2-out hits are like gold. It pumps your team up and kind of demoralizes the other team. And that's the biggest, I look at that as the biggest stat in baseball, those 2-out hits.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And not only that, but Ethan was down 0-2, maybe 1-2. Either way, he battled back. 2-out hits are just, like you said, demoralizing for teams, and it just fires up the offense.
So the Raiders will courtesy run here, and it's Carson Niehaus.
Courtesy runner for Southridge, number 16.
One of the best rules in
Carson
high school
Niehaus.
baseball is a courtesy runner for the catcher and the pitcher. Let's get the games moving.
Colson Montgomery.
Get the pitcher off the bases. Here comes Colson now. Raiders lead 1-0 here in the top of the third. Montgomery, left-handed batter, has that hole on the right side. Breaking ball misses 1-0. Montgomery walked his previous plate appearance, so the Raiders with a 2-out hit. Here after Foley struck out the first 2, Gasser doubled, and Bell singled the center. The 1-0 from Foley to Montgomery inside 2-0. On deck, Chase Taylor. He's got the shin guards on. (2-0) to the big left-handed hitter. They throw over. Ball gets away momentarily, but Niehaus cannot advance.
May have caught him leaning just a little bit there. He made that, Foley made that play look pretty close.
So 2-0 to Montgomery, 2 outs. Raiders push one across here in the top of the third on a sun-drenched night here at Rooksor Field. The 2-0 offering. Montgomery slams it back into left center field. Going back on it is Albrand up at the warning track, and he makes the catch in the power alley in left center field. Montgomery took it the other way, but he stayed in the yard. We have played through 2.5 here at Alvin C. Rooksor Field on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. Raiders 1, Jasper nothing. We'll step aside and have more right after this. Back to Rooksor Field as we head to the bottom of the third. Bell takes a 1-0 lead. As Bell goes to work at the bottom of the third, he'll face the lower third of Terry Gobert's order, Chris Hettinger, Grant Stratton, and Ben Hankey. Thurl goes down to second base, and we're ready to roll. Bell has not given up a hit in the ball game, struck out one so far, and has not issued a free pass. So Hettinger gets in, he plays right field for the Cats.
The right fielder, number 16, Chris Hettinger.
So Hettinger, a right-handed hitter, will tie his shoe, and we're ready to go in the bottom of the third inning. Big buzz in the ballpark. It's outstanding. These two schools take baseball seriously, and it's what makes it fun on nights like tonight. So
this is my favorite game of the year. Really is, besides the tournament, obviously. It's just such a great atmosphere.
Here's the next pitch, and Hettinger pops it a mile high, and I mean a mile high, down the left field line, twisting foul. And
oh, he almost did it.
Nearly caught the ball. He had to deal with the mound down there in the bullpen. He stumbled over it, and the ball kind of spun back toward him a little bit. I thought that was going to be way out. He's all right.
He just about made a phenomenal play. I mean, he had a lot to negotiate there. The fence, the sun, the mound. I mean, and he just about caught it while he was sitting on the seat of his pants. Plus, he ran a long way.
0-1. Yeah, he did. Here's the next pitch to Hettinger. Breaking ball. 0-2. It's like the matchup between these two coaches. They're tied, kind of tied together with some stuff off the field, and just run things right. And their main thing, and I'm always going to defend coaches as this next pitch goes out, in any sport, any place, they just want the best for their best experience for their players in the game of baseball. The 1-2. Outside corner barely missed, and I think both these coaches, Gene Mattingly and Terry Gobert, do a great job of that, as Bell thought he had strike three.
Well, you can just tell by the fundamentals these kids play with.
Yeah, and I mean,
unbelievable.
And stuff off the field, make sure they got everything they need. The 2-2, nice place to play. Now it's 3-2, and Hettinger trying to get on base here, be the first base runner of the game. Bell's gone 3-2 a lot. The payoff pitch to Hettinger. Got it. Bottom dropped out of that one. So Bell gets his second strikeout. I mean, that was a really good pitch. I think Hettinger, the only thing he does with that one is knock it into the ground if he hits it.
Yeah, that was well placed, and like you said, it just felt like the bottom kind of just dropped out of that pitch.
This pitch is in for a strike. 0-1 here. Hettinger struck out. Now Grant Stratton with a 0-1 count. Bell throws it on the outside corner. That's again a strike. 0-2.
Both these pitchers, I love it. Working fast. Get up there and throw the baseball.
There's no doubt about it. Bell brings it home outside. High school baseball, you mentioned the hour-and-a-half game, the hour and 40 game. Towards the end of the season, we're getting a lot of those, but, man, some of these, there's baseball games in high school should not last over 2 hours, 2:10, 2:20.
Yeah.
1-2 here as Bell kicks and deals. Line drive into center. Whitehead is going to get on his horse. He was playing too shallow. It's over his head. Stratton round second base. He's in with the double. The Raiders do play their outfielders shallow at times, and that ball was well hit by Stratton as he smokes it to center for the first Wildcat hit of the game.
Yeah, that was well struck. And that's tough. It was right at the center fielder. It's hard to get a gauge on that line drive, and at some point in time, all you can do is put your head down and run and try to keep him to a double, not a triple.
So a base runner with one gone. Raiders lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Bell throws it into Ben Hankey for a strike. It's 0-1. Hankey is the shortstop. The leadoff man, Eli Hof, on deck. Runner at second, Grant Stratton. The 0-1 pitch to Hankey. Bounces into the dirt. Taylor down on it. Chase has had the opportunity to get some rest. He's played a little first, some DH, pitched a little bit, not having to catch all season long. He went through that football season, got banged up a bit. The 1-1. This one a line drive into center field, and it will be caught by Whitehead on his horse in the gap. I thought that might get down. Good play by Carter Whitehead.
It looked like it was just going to be a little looper over the shortstop's head, but Carter with that speed, my goodness, he got a great jump on it and was able to track it down and get 2 outs in this inning.
See if the Wildcats can do what the Raiders did, a 2-out RBI with the runner at second base for Eli Hope, the leadoff man. Fastball inside, 1-0. Raiders 1, Wildcats nothing here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs, a runner at second base for the Cats. Grant Stratton takes his lead. The 1-0 pitch to Hope. Shot down the right field line. That's going to be over the fence near the Wildcat bullpen, and that knocked a leaf out of a tree down there. It's a good way to trim it.
Yep.
So 1-1 to Hope. He gets back in. Infield back for the Raiders here with 2 away. The 1-0 offering spins plateward to Eli Hope. Breaking ball inside. Nope, they're going to call it a strike, 1-2. What do I get for umping up here? I should trust Halsey and anybody else that umps. The 1-2 with 2 down. Bell fires it home. Popped up again, right field line into the bullpen, and it's going to be over the fence as Sermersheim gave it a long run, and so did the right fielder, Connor Tin. The second baseman, Hudson Allen, also went over in that triangle. Cody Morton would be next here. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Raiders. So the pitcher, Bell, has to deal with Stratton. He'll be running with the crack of the bat, so base hit, he'll come home. The 1-2 from Bell. Breaking ball got him. Hope goes down. Wildcats get the double by Stratton, but they leave him out there here in the bottom of the third inning. Strikeout number 3 for Bell after 3 completed. Alvin C. Rookser. Raiders 1. Wildcats nothing on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break and we'll have more baseball after this. Play moves to the top of the fourth. 1-0 Raiders. As Connor Foley out for another inning of work. Chase Taylor, Hudson Allen, and Carter Whitehead will stand in for the Southridge Raiders. We mentioned Taylor back behind the plate.
The catcher, number 17.
What a football season he had this past season, and going back to his junior year, picking up that quarterback deal like he did. Takes his pitch for a ball, 1-0.
And that's not easy, I'll tell you. And it was a joy to coach him, his junior year, because he hung in there and he learned the position.
Fouls it straight back. Again, ran that ball, took a lot of big beatings, but, he stepped up. I mean, there's a question who was going to play quarterback, and he certainly, won a lot of big games. And that was outstanding. 1-1 to Taylor. Foley, fellow footballer as well, brings it home, and he fouls it back as Taylor. And Foley out ahead, 1-2. So like a lot of these guys on both these teams are 2-3 sport guys. And if teams like Jasper and Southridge can do that, there's no reason why all schools can't have guys that play multiple stuff. They're playing baseball here at the highest level, or they play basketball at the highest level. Get out there and play 2 or 3.
I agree totally. That speaks volumes to both schools.
The 1-2 breaking ball outside. They've got good people in place at both schools, coaches that really emphasize that.
And you hear so many horror stories about places that don't have that.
The 2-2 slam foul. I can name you a few here in southwestern Indiana, and they're program killers in the other sports. 2-2 now as Taylor backs out a little bit now, gets ready to work. As Foley gets back on the Rookser Field mound, stares into Peter, and the 2-2 plateward. It's shoved outside. It's 3-2. Raiders got an RBI single by Ethan Bell back in the third to score Gasser, who doubled earlier. Now the 3-2 to Taylor. Walked him, so they'll run for him right here. Foley's first free pass issued. Hudson Allen will come to the plate. Let's see if he decides to lay one down here in a tight game. That's always big in these pitchers' duels, trying to move that guy up. So let's see if they get Taylor off the bases. They will. And Wibbler will run at first base. Caleb Wibbler.
Caleb Wibbler.
Well, not only moving the runner over is so important in these tight games, but just putting pressure on the defense. You just don't see that enough anymore in baseball. And oh, man, it drives me crazy to watch the Reds. Their manager is a sabermetrics guy. Let's play the percentages, and it never works out.
He learned from the best, from Tony La Russa, I think. Here's the, I'm saying that sarcastically, as Allen takes a big swing at the first pitch. He's down 0-1 here. So now Raiders, they've got that wristband system. They'll run through 3 numbers. The traditional signs aren't used. So Wibbler, the runner at first. Wallace holds him on. Foley throws it over there, and he throws it down the right field line, and Wibbler's going to jog into second base. And he puts on the brakes there, and error, the first one of the game by either squad. Puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out here, and Hudson Allen at the plate.
Again, putting pressure on a defense. You don't know what the other team's going to do, but if you do know that all they're going to do is sit back and wait for a gap shot, then you don't have to worry about throwing over to first. Well, put a little pressure on the defense, and you get something like that to happen.
0-1. Allen's going to square to bunt. Wallace comes in on the infield. Bunt right out in front of the mound. Foley's going to look to third, then bobble it, throw on to first base. They got it. He was going to go to third, but he bobbled it, and they probably had a shot at him. That ball was bunted awfully hard right back to the mound.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't far enough to the third base side, and had he fielded that cleanly, they had a shot at third.
Credit to Foley, though. He didn't lose his composure. He picked it up after the bobble. Sometimes you see that, and then everybody's safe.
That's right. And just get an out. He did a good job of composing himself, get an out.
So Whitehead gets in. He had a base hit earlier. The infield in this pitcher's duel. This one fouled away. Oh, and 1 here with Whitehead at the plate. Singled into left center his previous plate appearance. That's a big gap right there now. The Cat infield in with 1 away. The 0-1 Whitehead. Line drive right at Wallace. Took it out of the air. That ball was scolded the other way. Good play by Wallace. That's a hang with him right there.
Boy, the infield in and then a rifle shot like that. It almost becomes self-defense in that moment, But he hung with it. What a good play.
So 2 away here for Sam Summersheim, a strikeout victim earlier. He still got that runner at third base with 2 outs. Foley brings it home, and Summersheim on it, fouls it off, and it's 0-1. Boy, Whitehead just hammered it right at Wallace. I mean, left or right half a foot, that may not be. That might be down the right field line, but it was right at him, and Wallace got his glove up.
He's had 2 really good at-bats, 2 good swings.
The 0-1 from Foley. Hit on the ground to short. Hankey will vacuum it up, throw it on to first base, and complete the inning. Raiders had a runner at third with only 1 gone. They come up empty. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. Raiders 1, Wildcats nothing. We'll take a break, and we'll come back after this. Back to Rookser Field. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
That last inning we talked about his composure. Foley kept his composure, got an out. That played well because that's a leadoff walk, and they kept him at third because he was able to get that first out.
Pitch on the way to Cody Morton is a ball 1-0. Bell so far pitching 1-hit baseball here as we play in the 4th. 1-0 Raiders. Morton takes it high, 1-1. Ethan drops the glove, pushes it home. Popped up, center field. Whitehead will draw a beat on it, and he'll make the play. 1 up, 1 gone here in the 4th for Connor Foley, batting here with the bases clean.
Both pitchers throwing a lot of strikes. That first pitch strike is so important. And they're getting it in there. They're getting it in there. It's great baseball.
Pitch poured in for a strike. Next offering. Again, he's on it, fouled it back in the screen. I love some of these guys, both teams, they're swinging. I mean, they just swing that bat, man. Swing it hard, you might hit it. 0-2, Foley is big right-handed hitter, bats as he throws. All outside corner, strike three. Bell painted the black with a fastball. Really good pitch. Strikeout number 4, quickly 2 gone.
And sometimes as a hitter, you
First
guess
baseman,
wrong.
number
And in that
18,
case, if he
Andrew
certainly
Wallace.
looked like he just guessed wrong, looking for a curveball, Bell brings a fastball in the outside corner. Sometimes you just get him.
This one fouled away by Wallace on the first pitch of the at-bat. Here's the next pitch. That dives low. One and one with 2 away. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed by Wallace.
As an umpire behind the plate, you love these games because they're pouring in strikes. Keeps
No
you in the
doubt.
game, makes you a better umpire.
The 1-2 to Wallace. Fouled away.
These two guys are great umpires. But, as I umpired for 9 years, and when I had these games like this and I'm behind the plate, it made me a better umpire because they were throwing strikes.
And you're locked in. The 1-2 to Wallace. Breaking ball slipped out of Ethan's hands. 1-0 Raiders here in the bottom of the 4th. Rooksor Field, a jam-packed Rooksor Field. 2-2 the count. Wallace at the plate. Here's the pitch. Got him. Struck him out. Bell retires the side here in the 4th. 4 in the books here at Alvin C. Rooksor Field. Raiders on top of Jasper 1-0 on the Judd College FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break and have more after this. Back to Rooksor Field. We head to the top of the 5th. 1-0 Raiders here. As Connor Foley back on the mound here for the Wildcats. He'll be facing
Leading off
Quinn
for
Barnett
Southridge
to
as we
lead
open
things
the 5th
off.
inning. The designated hitter, number 8, Quinn Barnett.
Quinn Barnett for the Raiders. Struck out looking earlier. First pitch of the at-bat, swung on and missed.
I'm not sure how many first pitch strikes both these pitchers have
A
thrown
lot.
because I haven't tracked it, but my goodness, it's a lot.
This one hit on the ground in the hole between third and short. Trickles into left field for a base hit. And the Raiders have their leadoff man on against Foley here in the 5th for Connor Tint.
That is called hitting it where they ain't.
Right fielder,
Right there in
number
that
5,
hole, and
Connor 10.
was able to get that ball through the hole there between short and third.
So here comes Connor 10 with the runner at first. Raiders have had some traffic out on the bases. They have stranded 3 in addition to scoring that lone run of the game. They've out-hit Jasper 4-1. 10 at the plate. He's swinging, pops it up, foul straight back.
That's about 7 or 8 foul balls straight back. We should have brought the Harry Carey fishing net with us to maybe catch one.
Guy Jeremy that shoots the video for WJTS, he is always alive atop Rooksor Field press box. He's had a few screen past his ears before.
Yeah, I bet.
0-1. Also used the camera as a shield sometimes. He turned it sideways once or twice. Here's the next pitch outside. Connor shortened up as if the bunt and pulled the bat back. He's up there with a 1-1 count with the runner at first base. Hold the runner on, 10 squares. Bunts right through it, did not execute it, kind of bunted at a high pitch.
Yeah.
Leadoff man Camden Gasser is on deck.
Looked like that time, like you said, it was a high pitch, and it looked like he was kind of stabbing at it instead of just trying to catch it with the bat to get it down on the ground. You sacrifice, you just want to deaden it right there in front in the grass.
1-2 here, runner at first. Here's the pitch to 10, outside. 2-2 now, runner at first yet. Forest Park in here tomorrow to play Jasper. Southridge with 2. Tell City and Pike Central out at League Stadium. The 2-2. He's going to try to bunt again, pulls the bat back, takes it for a ball, 3-2.
Be interesting to see if he squares here 3-2.
Right. A lot of times they take it off with 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Missed it. So first and second, a walk, Foley second.
Now here's where it comes into play. You've got a great hitter at the plate with Camden. First, second, nobody out. Tight ball game. This is where managing with your gut comes into play instead of the statistics, right? I mean, you got to make a decision. What are you going to do here? So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Mangley does.
Gasser doubled down the left field line earlier. First and second, nobody out. Beauty of baseball here. Looks like Southridge is in business. You're just one ground ball away from getting out, or you're a base hit away, if you're Southridge, from driving in a run. I mean, baseball is beautiful. The 1-0 to Gasser here from Foley. He's bunting, pops up the bunt, fouls it off third base side. With Camden speed, it's either a sacrifice at worst, and at best, he beats it out.
Yeah, it looked like there maybe he was even trying to bunt for a hit. You know, he didn't square early. He squared late. He was kind of, as a left-handed hitter, you have a little bit of an advantage kind of going out of the box there. Looked like maybe he was trying to bunt for a hit.
Stratton has to deal with the runner coming in behind him at second base as Camden calls timeout. So, you know, he makes that third baseman field that ball.
Right.
Coach Peters listening tonight as well. He always Texas in. The 1-1 here. Inside corner. Good pitch by Foley on the inside half to Camden. So 1-2 to the Raider third baseman. First and second, nobody out here. Gasser, left-handed hitter, open at the plate. Foley, the big right-hander, pours it plateward. High fastball. Misses. 2-2. First and second, nobody out for the Raiders. Pitch to Gasser, 3-2. Cat bullpen dark right now.
This is it. This is good. Intense,
is good.
Right? First and second, nobody out. 3-2 count. Great hitter at plate. Great pitcher on the mound.
The 3-2. Walking. The bases are full of Raiders here. Foley with 3 walks here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Brian Kirchhoff come out here with Ethan Bell at the plate. And
good call. The great Karnak with the
I've seen a few baseball games down through the years.
Yeah, prognostication there. And here comes BK out to settle down his pitcher. He's going to take a slow walk there and talk to Foley a little bit, try to get him settled down. And you see him shaking his head. And hey, everything's good, man. Just keep pounding the strike zone, and we'll try to get through this inning.
So Kirchhoff, the longtime head coach at Heritage Hills and Northeast DuBois, in his first year coaching the Wildcat pitchers here. A pitcher guy.
Just got a text message from Greg Gogol. SMS is in Woodstock, Virginia, on their way home. So we're down in Florida. We're in Virginia.
California.
Oh, my gosh. Gee whiz, man. We're celebrities, aren't we?
I just like the fact that people can get a little slice of home.
Yes.
I mean, whether it's news, whether it's sports.
Absolutely.
Technology's been great.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt.
Ethan Bell will stand in, bases loaded here. Foley out there, the Cat infield in. Nobody out here. Bell has the lone RBI base hit in the game. Here's the pitch to Bell. Pops it up into center field. Should chase home or run. Hof calls for it. They tag up at third, and it's 2-0 Raiders on the sacrifice fly. Again, Foley had been kind of struggling. He kind of ambushed that first pitch, knowing it might be in there.
Yeah, that was a good piece of hitting, by Ethan. Like you said, a lot of times when pitchers are struggling to find a strike zone, that very next pitch that you see as the next hitter is usually the best one. So get after it.
So here comes Colson Montgomery. Flew out to the deepest part, one of the deepest part of the parts, in left center his last time up. Check swing, went around 0-1. He pinned Albrand up against the left center field wall his previous plate appearance, and Jack is about right there right now.
Yeah, he's just a few steps from the track.
They play Montgomery to pull, and Jasper hardly plays anybody to pull, but this one's obvious, even though Colson can go the other way. Oh, and they're now 1-1. They kind of play him the other way.
Yeah. That was a great play by Albrand, too. He's fighting the sun. He was fighting the fence. He's up against the fence. He did a really nice job there.
First and second. Colson. Great Jolie Layton listening in Alabama. Appreciate that. So now we're going to cover all 50 tonight here.
I think so. Maybe. Need to be writing them down.
Yeah, and overseas a lot too. So. 2-1 to Colson. Raiders lead 2-0. Here's the pitch. Colson hits this one behind third base, up in the air. Hankey's going to go out and chase it. He's the only guy out there, and he makes the catch. Good catch by Ben Hankey. Going away from the infield down the left field line, and again, that ball's a mile high in the sun. And again, usually it's that triangle. Stratton was going to cover his base, and Jack couldn't get to. But, man, that's a good play by Hankey.
That is. And like you said, Albrand's up against the fence. There's no way he's going to get there, and your third baseman has to cover the bag. So the shortstop had no other option but to run, and he ran a long way. That's a tough play.
Here comes Taylor with first and second. Boy, if Foley can get out of this one with just one run, he consider himself lucky.
Yeah, this is big.
Bases loaded and nobody out.
This is big. 2 out. Here's your 2-out hit, Kurt, right here.
The 1-0, high 2-0. Runner at second base. That's 10. Gasser, the runner at first. A gap shot here probably chases him home. He's running with the crack of the bat. 2-0 Raiders here in the top of the fifth. Punched into shallow right center field. That's going to get down. That's going to score a run. Here comes the throw into the plate, and they cut it, and it's 3-0 Raiders, their second 2-out hit of the game. This one off the bat of Chase Taylor.
Well, you made a good point. You had speed at second. You had speed at first, in a shot into the gap there, and now we have first and third with 2 outs, and again a chance to put pressure on the defense.
Wibbler's going to go run.
Caleb Wibbler.
Wibbler's going to run at first base again for Taylor as he dumped it in there. 5th hit of the game. 3-0 for Hudson Allen.
Hudson Allen.
Pitch is out.
This is really the first inning that Foley has struggled, but he has battled back. I mean, gosh, he's just given up 1 run at this point.
3-0 Raiders. Here's the pitch, and it's high to Hudson.
It'd be nice if Hudson gets on base here with Carter swinging the bat the last 2 times like he's been swinging. It'd be nice to get Carter up there with bases loaded.
Foley trying to put the brakes on it. 2-0 the count here to Hudson Allen. Pitch is high. First and third now here for the Raiders.
You would think at this point in time that you got a big red stop sign up there if you're 3-0 and you're the hitter.
Wildcat bullpen looks like it's going to get up and running. Outside, the bases are loaded. He walked Hudson Allen, and now Carter Whitehead, who has squared it up a couple of different times, singled sharply to left center and hit that screamer the other way at Wallace in a drawn-in infield his last time up.
It looks to me like Foley is really laboring at this point in time. He's really trying to place the ball instead of relaxing and throwing it, and it's causing the ball to go all over the place. So Carter coming up in a big situation here.
3-0 Raiders here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Whitehead takes it at the knees for a strike. Good pitch by Foley. And it is 0-1. So runners at every base for Gene Mattingly's club here. Whitehead at the plate with 2 outs. Raiders 2 across here in the top half of the 5th inning. Next pitch from Connor. Hits it foul toward the Raider dugout. Raiders on the top step up there, hanging over the rail. Likewise for the Cats on the first base side. Again, the Wildcat bullpen is going down there.
15. I can't tell.
You didn't see until he turns around. Ryan Like down there. Ryan Like in the bullpen, 0-2. Kenny Wolf with the eyes like a hawk. Or maybe help from Grylo. The 0-2. Fastball high. They just turned around at the right time.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the way I see it, he's warming up pretty quick.
Yeah,
so I think he's ready to come in at any moment's notice.
Getting hot in a hurry.
Yeah.
1-2 with 2 gone, bases loaded. Here's the pitch to Whitehead. Fouls it back. Carter getting good swings on Foley here tonight, and 1-2 and holding.
Some days you just see the ball so good, and it looks like Carter is seeing the ball so well today. I mean, sometimes that ball looks like a beach ball coming in there, and other days it doesn't. But this would be a huge 2-out hit here to add on a couple more runs.
The 1-2. Good pitch by Foley. Dropped a hammer-breaking ball into Whitehead. Raiders, though, strike for a pair here in the in the top half of the 5th inning. They lead 3-0 after 4.5 here at Rooksor on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MD Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break and we'll come back after this. Welcome back to the ballpark here. Raiders lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Kurt Gutgsell, Kelly Murphy on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Jeremy Markos high above Rooksor Field. A huge crowd on hand tonight for Jasper and Southridge. Ross Peter, Job Leverhusen, and Chris Hedinger to get things started here against Ethan Bell, who's pitched a 1-hitter. Ethan pitched the other night, I believe, in the Heritage Hills game. And they have been pitching by committee, trying to navigate this busy week. First pitch to the hitter, slam back into left, going back on it is Foose, and this is up against the wall. Peter stumbled going around first, and here's going to be a play at second. He is safe.
Yeah.
Got in there. Boy, they made that closer, and even with him slipping than I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, Foose did a nice job at getting back to that baseball. It was hit hard. He got back to the fence. He made a great throw to the cutoff man, and they made it close. I mean, obviously, tripping and falling around first base, but yeah, I mean, of course we're 75 feet away or more, but he did look like he was safe. But that was a great relay throw.
So Peter, the catcher, they'll courtesy run for him. Troxler will go out there and run for him. Leverhusen to stand in, nobody out. Runner at second base for the Cats. Raiders lead 3-0. Bell throws it in for a strike, 0-1. Boy, that ball was hammered by Peter. And Foose just turned and ran, and again, as you said, hit the cutoff man perfectly. Ross kind of lost his footing going around first and then really turned it on.
That would have been a huge play. It was a great relay. Great relay after recovering from that. He just smoked that ball right at him.
0-1. We'll see what Leverhusen does here with that runner at second. Cats down 3-0. He's down in the count 0-1. Bell reconnects with the Rooksor Field mound here. Right side of the infield in shadows. The 0-1. Leverhusen fouls it back. He's down 0-2 now with Hedinger, the right fielder, on deck. 1 in the 3rd for the Raiders. 2 more in the top half of the inning here in the 5th. Cats bat here. Nobody out, runner at second. Leverhusen waits, the 0-2 from Bell. This one left center field gap, and that's going to be for extra bases. And the Wildcats are on the board with the double off the bat of Job Leverhusen. They're on Bell here in this inning as back-to-back extra base hits. So Leverhusen put a charge into one, and that cuts into that lead here with Hedinger at the plate with nobody out.
Yeah, Ethan just left the ball up over the plate, these last 2 hitters, and Jasper's done a good job of executing there. They traded places.
So Hedinger a strikeout victim here. It's 3-1. Bell throws it for a strike, 0-1. It's a tad high. Hedinger gets back in. Bell trying to bear down here. Runner at second. Curveball inside corner for a strike, 0-2. Bell would like to get the strikeout here against Hedinger. Bell has struck out 5 so far. Momentum in the Wildcats' direction right here with nobody out, a runner at second. Pitch on the way, Hedinger pops it up foul over the Raider dugout. Gasser gave it a brief look. It rattles around over there, so it's 0-2 to Hedinger. Grant Stratton is on deck. He doubled earlier as well. Cats' 3 hits have been doubles. The 0-2 inside. Back-to-back doubles here in the top, or the bottom of the fifth, I should say. The 1-2 pitch from Bell. Got it. Threw him a breaking ball, and he swung over the top. Bell gets the much-needed strikeout. It's 3-1 Raiders here. Now Grant Stratton comes in with the runner at second base.
That was a great pitch by Bell. Curved ball, but he took a little off of it, hitter was out in front of it. It was just a really good, and it's a good comeback. Got to give it back-to-back doubles, come right back at him. It was a great job.
So Bell brings it home. Good curveball, throws that for a strike. As you mentioned, he comes to you with those arm angles that are in a different place all the time. Fouls it off this time. 3-1 here. Bell out ahead, 0-2 to Stratton. Checks the runner at second base, dances around out there. The pitch on the way, hit up the middle. Montgomery at short, scoops it up, throws on to first, 2 gone. Runner advances to third.
Bell has gone to the curveball this inning quite a bit and was able to induce that ground ball. And now you're sitting there and you got 2 outs, guy on third. We're in a lot better situation now. He keeps pounding that strike zone. He's done a great job coming back.
So Ben Hankey bats with 2 away, another base runner at third. He pops it foul. Hankey flew out to Whitehead in center on a nice running play by Carter in his previous plate appearance. It's 0-1 of the Cat shortstop. Raiders 3, Wildcats 1 here in the home fifth. Plateward. Fastball in for a strike. So Bell working out ahead, 0-2 after those doubles played at a single run here. Trying to put the brakes here. Hankey tried to deliver the big 2-out hit, the 0-2 plateward. Breaking ball, serve foul in front of the Wildcat dugout.
That'll wake him up.
Coach Albrand tried to hockey save it with his foot over there. Chases it down the right field line. 0-2 with 2 gone. Pitch to Hankey. Right center field gap. Will it hang up? No, it's going to be extra bases as well. It's 3-2. Hankey a big RBI double. He went the other way. And 3 doubles in the inning. It's 3-2 and back at the top in Eli Hof. Another one of those 2-out hits. So the Wildcats collect their 4th hit of the game against Ethan Bell. And Travis Lamar, the Raider pitching coach, going to go out and talk it over with Bell.
Probably going to have the exact same conversation that BK had with Foley the inning before. You know, everything's okay. Keep throwing strikes. That is one thing that Bell hasn't do. Hopefully I haven't jinxed him, but he hasn't walked a batter yet. So the ball just seems to be a little elevated. Maybe reach out and get that ball back down on the knees, go back to that curveball a little more.
So a runner at second base here with 2 outs. That is Ben Hankey as Travis talks to Ethan Bell here. Again, don't know how long Bell would go. Same way with Foley. Cat bullpen still again up and running down there. So Travis is back to the third base dugout. The head coach of the DuBois County Bombers. They'll get off and rolling here coming up this summer. After missing last year, they got a lot of good local players, guys that can play. So looking forward to that this summer. But first things first, Raiders 3, Wildcats 2 here in the bottom of the fifth. The Wildcats with 2 across here after the Raiders got 2 in the top half. Pitch to Hof, breaking ball, strike. Out at second base is Hankey. He could tie it up. He'll be running with the crack of the bat with 2 outs. Raiders trying to put the brakes on it. The Wildcats trying to add on. This one lined into center. Will it stay up? It will. No, Whitehead will drop the ball, and we are going to be tied at 3. Line drive right at him. He made a nice running attempt at it, but just dropped it, and we're tied at 3. On the air in center field.
Yeah, that's a tough play. It's coming right at him. He had a line on it, but sometimes those balls kind of drop a little bit. I mean, I don't want to make excuses there, but that is a tough play. So now we're back to a 3-3 ball game.
So Morton will stand in, runner at first base with 2 outs. Ball hit sharply by Hof, hung up. First I thought it might top spin down. Pitch is in for a strike. 0-1 the count to the hitter, Cody Morton, with Foley on deck. Raiders have out hit the Cats 5-4. Next pitch into the dirt, and Morton held up. It's 1-1.
That was such a great play by Chase. You know, catcher's got to use her feet, and he did a great job using his feet. That's a tough pitch to block.
The 1-1 hit foul. You're right there. I just gave a sophomore on the Raiders JV team a lesson for catching behind the plate. Move your feet.
Yeah.
The 1-2 with 2 outs. Here's the next pitch from Bell. Runner takes off. Got him. Struck him out, but not before. The Wildcats draw even here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 3-3 on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. Murph and I will be back to Rookser Field with more after this. Back to Rookser Field here as we head to the top of the 6th. Cats draw even at 3 on the 3 doubles there in the air. Led to some
defensive changes for Jasper. Now pitching number 13.
Fireworks. Grant Stratton now on. Connor Foley goes to play third.
First baseman number
Sam
12,
Summersheim leads things
Summersheim.
off here in the 3-3 game. Takes a pitch for a ball, 1-0. Foley 5 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, struck out 7 and walked 3. Stratton brings it home. Fouls it off, does Summersheim try to check his swing, so the big guns pitching for the Wildcats tonight as well. Stratton last pitched against Lincoln. 3 innings of 1 hit, no run baseball. 1-1 to Summersheim. Foley goes to play third, as I said. Top of the 6th, we're tied at 3. Fouls it off. Again, Raiders led 3-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th, but 3 doubles, back-to-back doubles, and then a 1 RBI double by Hankey as well in that inning. So all the Wildcat base hits have been doubles of the 4 that they have. So Summersheim down in the count, and the new Wildcat hurler, Grant Stratton, he peeks over the top of the glove and will bring it home. Out. 2-2.
Raider bullpen is up and running. Looks like Camden Gasser down there warming up.
2-2. Ball popped up. Third base, Foley will wait for it to come down and make the play. So both these coaches going with their guys tonight, which this is going to get you ready for the tournament.
Sure, yeah. We're coaching like it's a tournament game, which is great. It's a county rivalry. Why not get the kids in that mode? Because we're only a few short weeks away from the tournament.
So Quinn Barnett gets in. He singled and scored his last time up. 3-3. This one hit right back up the middle. Flag down by Hankey through the box, and he got him. What a play by Hankey. It skipped by Stratton. I don't know if he got a piece of it or not, but the ball glanced right to Hankey, and he turned it into an out. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good concentration there, because that ball took a little bit of a jog off that mound. And, you know, you mentioned it earlier, but the baseball is a game of inches. That ball could have hit the rubber and bounced anywhere, but it didn't. And so you had a 6-3 out.
2 outs for Connor 10. Breaking ball in for a strike. Man, that was nifty. Ball hit hard, too, right back through the middle. Didn't know if it got a part of the mound or the rubber or the shoe as Stratton throws this one in for a strike. He's ahead 0-2. You like him. He gets it and throws
Darn
it.
right.
He didn't mess around. 0-2 with 2 gone here to 10. Fires it. Breaking ball, got it. So the Raiders retired in order here in the top half of the 6th inning. Grant Stratton comes in with a clean inning of baseball. We'll head to the home 6, 3-3 Raiders and Wildcats on the Judd Collett FC Tucker Emge Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break and come back after this. Back to Rookser Field. Play goes to the bottom of the 6th already, as it'll be Connor Foley in a 3-3 tie stepping up. Here's the pitch to Foley from Bell, still on. In for a strike, it's 0-1. Next pitch to Connor from Bell. Served into shallow left. Colson goes out, makes the play, one gone. Kind of hit it off the end of the bat, and he's retired. Here comes Wallace.
Yeah, Bell threw him 2 straight curveballs there. Now that last one he took a little off of and got Foley out on his front foot.
Number 18,
Induced kind of a weak, just a weak little pop-up.
So Wallace gets in. Bell will kick and deal to him. Takes it the other way down the left field line. It'll be near the Raider bullpen. Bounces idly up against the fence. 0-1. Cats and Rangers out here tomorrow at 1.
That'll be a good one, too.
Yeah, Forest Park having a good season. They, like Southridge, a lot of these teams with really good young players, freshmen, sophomores, with some veterans. The 0-1 to Wallace. Fouls it off. Jasper again with Forest Park here. Then the Raiders, kind of a split doubleheader with Pike and Tell City. I think some teams playing in between them, kind of a baseball day at League Stadium. So these Saturdays, you talk about like the umpires.
Yeah,
everybody's talking about the shortage, man. They're busy all the time, especially you throw makeup games in with regularly scheduled games. You have these Saturdays. Some teams have had to play like later on in the day on a Saturday because, umpires are working earlier in the day.
Yeah.
0-2 to Wallace. Bell out ahead. He kicks and deals. Hits it on the ground sharply to Hudson Allen. He scoops it up, throws on, 2 gone. At second base.
Talking about that shortage of umpires, I get an email every day.
Yeah, if you can work.
I haven't umpired all year because I'm coaching my daughter's softball team. But I get an email every day. I mean, there's games every day needs umpires.
Yeah, you can work about any time you want. First pitch of the at bat to the hitter Ross Peter, the catcher. He started last inning off with that double that he slammed into left. 0-1 to him. Bell brings it home. Bell last inning, we talked about it during the break. He got a lot of pitches up, and the Wildcats made him pay. So it's 1-1. Bell will kick and deal. In for a strike again, regardless of how this one comes out. I mean, this is a tournament game 2 weeks before the tournament. Both teams are going to benefit from this, no doubt about it. The 1-2, Ethan comes home. Hit off the end of the bat, foul by Ross Peter. Due up for the Raiders in the 7th, the top of the order, Gasser, Bell, and Montgomery in a 3-3 game. Great Friday night atmosphere out of here at Rookser. The 1-2 offering to Peter. Struck him out with a high fastball. Bell, a 3-up, 3-down inning here in the bottom half of the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. 3-3 Raiders and Wildcats on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MD Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break and we'll come back after this. Kurt Gutgsell, Kelly Murphy back to Rookser Field in the 3-3 game. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It'll be the top of the order, Gasser, Bell, and Montgomery in a 3-3 game. So Gasser stands in. He doubled the other way his last time, or actually 2 at-bats ago. He's lined to short, doubled, and scored and walked.
This is good high drama right here. Got your 1-2-3 hitter coming up, tie ball game in the top of the last inning. Good stuff.
Stratton on for his second inning of work. He struck out 1 last inning in a 3-up, 3-down inning. Got a great play by Hankey at short after a ball skipped off the mound. The 1-0 to Camden. He lines it into center field, hit like a bullet to lead things off. Here's where it gets interesting. We talked about that running game earlier. Ross Peter threw a guy out, but Gasser a little quicker. You got Bell at the plate. You got Montgomery on deck. Do you sacrifice? Do you let the guy run? Do you stand pat? That's why they get paid the big bucks.
That's right. And that's why I'm in the booth.
So Ethan Bell stands in. The 6th hit of the game went to Gasser. He's got 2 on the game. Bell owns 1 as well. Cat infield in on the corners with Foley. Wallace holds the runner on. Stratton brings it home. Curveball in for a strike. 0-1 the count to the hitter, Ethan Bell. Big gap in left center field, nobody out. Stratton comes to the set and throws over. Back without a slide is Gasser.
After the last pitch, Gasser had a pretty good size lead and looked like maybe he was going to take off.
0-1. Again, they throw it home. Offers a bunt, pulls the bat back, takes it for a ball. So with Colson coming up, try to get the runner to second base, and he'll be there with the bases with one guy at second and one out if Colson comes to play if they execute this. So we'll see how that plays out if they can get the bunt down. The 1-1, Bell asks for time. He gets it. As an umpire, what's the deal on that? You don't have to give it, right?
You do not. You do not have to give. You do not have to grant time. If you feel like that the pitcher's in his motion, you do not have to grant time ever. Anybody, they have to request time. You have to grant it. But that time, Halsey granted that timeout before the pitch was thrown.
1-1 runner at first. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt. And they called a foul ball to hit the.
No, I think he called a balk.
Okay.
I'm not sure he came set. Yeah.
And I was thinking a couple of pitches before that, it looked like he was off.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to. I mean, I should have said something, but
Sure.
he was kind of in a hurry as he dropped that glove. So
Right.
it's a balk. Now the runner's at second base with nobody out. So perhaps the bunt not out of the question, but who knows here. Foley's going to come in on the grass. We're tied at 3 in the top of the 7th. Stratton will bring it home. Good breaking ball in for a strike. Now Bell's down in the count 1-2. Raiders had a 3-0 lead heading into the top half or the bottom of the 5th, and the Cats scored all 3 of their runs there. They had 3 doubles in the inning. The 1-2, Stratton will look back at the runner, bring it home. Breaking ball to Bell, got it. Waved at a breaking ball, 1 gone as Stratton gets his second strikeout, 9th for Wildcat pitching. And here comes Colson Montgomery, who flew out the short earlier.
That's a good breaking ball. It's the first time I've seen this kid pitch. That's a good breaking ball. Looks like they're going to intentionally walk Colson. Hear the boos. I love it.
And they went into this game going to pitch to Colson unless the game is
Sure.
on the line.
Absolutely.
I mean, the game is kind of hanging in the balance here.
I get it.
And the Raiders, they're going to try to make him pay. They got a D1 guy coming
That's
up
right.
next. So first and second. The double play is in order as well.
I'm pretty sure that that's the right move, no matter if it's Colson or whoever's up to bat. Now you, like you said, you got a double play and a force in play.
Taylor at the plate. Here's the pitch. Curveball in for a strike. First time facing Stratton. He singled in the 5th when the Raiders scored 2 in that inning. Taylor knocked in a run. First and second, 1 gone. Play behind the runner, Montgomery at first. Runner at second base, Gasser. This one hit up the middle, could be 2. Hankey on to second for 1. The relay back to first base. That's a double play, 2 for the price of 1. And the strategy pays off as the Raiders roll into the twin killing. We'll head to the bottom half of the 7th in a 3-3 game. Raiders and Wildcats on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MD Realtor scoreboard. We'll take a break and come back after this. Kelly Murphy back to Rookser Field. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 3-3 Raiders and Wildcats. Cats got out of that inning with the 6-4-3 double play again. They walked Montgomery. They had the base open, and it turned into a double play. So it'll be for the Cats, Leverhusen, Hedinger, and Grant Stratton against Bell. They had Gasser up earlier in the pen. Bell has given up 4 hits on the ball game and struck out 8 so far. Did not walk a batter as of yet, so he's been around the plate.
Yeah.
So a good one here at Rookser Field in a 3-3 game.
Leading off for the Wildcats in the home half of the 7th.
Coach Gobert and Coach Mattingly talking
Yeah.
over near the Raider dugout
Yeah.
as Terry takes his place on the coaching line at third. The first pitch of the bottom of the 7th, and it's getting done time right here if you're the Wildcats. Raiders trying to keep the Cats off the board and have this go to extras. The 1-0 to Leverhusen. Lofts it foul, out of play.
Crowd's starting to get into it. I mean, they've been into it, in the whole game, but now they're starting to get a little bit more vocal with each pitch. This is awesome. Love it.
Raiders play him straight away in the outfield. Bell pushes it home. Leverhusen fouls it off, tip at the plate. So it is 1-2 to the Wildcat DH, Job Leverhusen. Hedinger and Stratton again to follow. Bottom of the 7th in a 3-3 game. Raiders have out hit the Wildcats 6-4. Airs are tied at 1 apiece. Ethan Bell ahead in the count. Looks into his backstop Taylor and cuts it loose. Got it. Made him chase one up, and Leverhusen goes down swinging.
That was a good sequence of pitches. Inside, outside, he threw curveball, first pitch strike. He's been getting that curveball over first pitch strike. Then he climbed a ladder at 1 and 2 and induced that swing. Just great sequence of pitches for Ethan.
Will Troxler will stand in. He's hit in Hettinger's position. He fouls it straight back. So 0-1. Troxler come on and been in their starting lineup leading up to some games this week, but went out with an injury, so he's done a pretty nice job. He's going to square to bunt and bunts it foul into the stands, up the runway out there. Good time. Scott Solomon offered a hand, but then quickly pulled it back.
There's no need getting hurt.
Here is the next pitch. Barely missed.
It was a great pitch. Great pitch.
The 1-2 offering. And he got Troxler, 2 straight strikeouts. Strikeout number 9 for Ethan. Here comes Stratton. He is doubled and grounded to short. Here's the next pitch. Outside. Ooh, in for a strike. Bell got a break there. It's 0-1. He'll take it. They'll even out.
It'll even out.
2 outs. Here's the pitch from Ethan. That one into the dirt. So 1-1 here. Due up for the Raiders if it goes that far. Hudson Allen, Carter Whitehead, and Sam Sermersheim. Bell here working into the 7th inning. The 1-1 delivery. That misses outside. 2-1 with 2 away. Base is clean here for the Cats. Stratton, the pitcher of record right now. Bell brings it home. Shoots it down the right field line, twisting foul toward the bullpen, and it bounces. Long run for 10, but couldn't catch up with it. And it's 2-2 to Stratton.
People, when I got to college, we needed a college right fielder, and so I went to right field, never played there before, and I thought, man, this is where you stick the kid that's not any good, you know, and then all of a sudden the ball starts coming at me, and it's going every which way. It's hard to play out there.
The 2-2. Hit sharply to Montgomery at short, misdirection as it hit the ground. He picks it up and throws on. It kind of took a sideways hop on him, and Colson made it flawlessly. Free baseball coming up here at Rookser Field. We'll head to the 8th on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MD Realtor scoreboard. 3-3 our score. We're back after this. We will head to the top of the 8th inning in a 3-3 game. Jasper and Southridge. Grant Stratton on for his 3rd inning of work after Connor Foley pitched the first 5. Raiders again have out-hit the Cats 6-4. Here comes Hudson Allen. He's 0 for 2 with a walk in the ball game. Hudson, a right-handed hitter, bats as he throws. Chopped wide of the bag at 3rd again. Travis Lamar going to get that bullpen up and running down the line for the Raiders.
Looks like Gasser's going back out to warm up.
Gasser pitched 5 innings the other night against Heritage Hills on Tuesday. That game went 12 innings. Inside with that pitch to Hudson, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, the Raiders, that was a marathon game. And again, another.
Hudson skies this one into shallow center. Eli Hof battles the sun, puts the glove up, and makes the play. So 1 up, 1 gone into center field with the fly ball. And here comes Carter Whitehead. Again, 1 for 3 in the game. Couple of hard-hit balls, singled, line to first, and then struck out looking his last time up, first time facing Stratton. 3-3 our score, top of the 8th. Stratton kicks and deals. Ball chopped on the ground up the 3rd base line. Your Tell City and Pike Central baseball listening. You hope Raiders use a lot of pitchers.
Yeah.
Your Jared Howard listening tonight.
Right.
He's hoping that they play about 100 innings, although it's not the tournament. I mean, I give credit for these teams and make up games when they're rained out and stuff because they'll just pitch anybody they have. I mean, it's the idea is to play. Some schools, well, I don't have pitching or whatever. The 0-1, low.
Yeah, the idea is
develop some pitchers if you don't have any.
Right, develop the pitchers.
The 1-1, you see that all the time. Teams not
Yeah.
wanting to make up games that they have had rained out. The 1-1 pitch, line drive left field. The hitting continues for Carter Whitehead. A one-out single. He's got 2 in the game.
I think I jinxed him the last time. I was talking about how well he was seeing the ball, and then he strikes out, and then kept my mouth shut this time, and he got a single. So, lesson learned for me.
So the second hit given up by Stratton so far in the game, and here comes Sam Surmerson.
Looks like we're going to have a pitch hitter.
Called down here. So Keaton Allen will step in, a freshman, left-handed hitter. Keaton can swing it. He's going to have that right side with the first baseman Wallace holding on the runner, so if he can pull that ball against Stratton, Keaton open at the plate. Freshman against a veteran senior here. Here's the pitch. Big swing by Keaton. He comes up empty, 0-1. So Keaton open at the plate, hands back, runner at first. Whitehead with good speed. Let's see what Gene does here with the running game. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2 to Keaton Allen.
Well, Allen's not letting the moment get too big for him. Standing there watching pitches. He's coming out swinging. I love it.
Yeah, he's not going to mess around. 0-2 here. Whitehead, let's see if he's on the move. Stratton, long pause. Barely missed with a breaking ball that was a tad high. So 1-2. Good eye by Keaton. Good pitch by Grant. The 1-2. Got him. Checked the swing, and he swung on and missed. Didn't hold up enough. Stratton gets his third strikeout. And Quinn Barnett will stand in with a runner at first base and 2 outs. Due up for the Cats, Hankey, Hof, and Morton. We'll have a bottom of the 8th. We'll see what the score is. The next pitch on the way to Barnett is out of the zone, 1-0. Stratton on for his 3rd inning of work. We'll see if Gasser comes in the 8th for the Raiders. Tied at 3. Stratton comes to the high set. Glove below his belt. Brings it home. Quinn smashes it foul past Gene Mattingly toward that bullpen. 1-1 here. Runner at first base, the go-ahead run in Carter Whitehead. So the next pitch on the way here from Stratton. Breaking ball strike. He's got really good command of that breaking ball.
Yeah, I've only seen one of those breaking balls be out of the strike zone, and that thing bends. That's a hammer.
1-2 with 2 gone. Stratton. The pause and the pitch. Breaking ball got him. Defensive swing, and Stratton gets the strikeout. The Raiders waste that Whitehead single. He is at first base stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 3-3 Southridge and Jasper on the Judd Collett FC Tucker MG Realtor scoreboard. We'll step aside. We'll have more after this. Back of the ballpark. This is how it's supposed to be. 3-3 bottom of the 8th. Southridge and Jasper, 2 teams that are looking to make deep runs in their respective tournaments. Ben Hankey stands in. He had a big 2 RBI double his last time up in that 3-run bottom of the 5th to tie it up. Raiders led 3-0 heading into that inning. First pitch in there from Ethan Bell, who's on for his 8th inning of work here. This one shot into shallow right field. It'll get down for a base hit. And the Wildcats have their leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 8th for Eli Hope.
That was a good piece of hitting there by Hankey, because you see so many young kids try to pull that outside pitch, and he just simply stepped, put the bat on the ball, and knocked it that way. It was an outside pitch, knocked it to right field. It's a good piece of hitting.
Hope a bunting threat here. Camden Gasser's going to come in on the grass at 3rd. Here's the pitch. Hope tries to bunt, bunts it right back to the mound. Bell will go to second base and throw it into center field, and the Wildcats have a runner on the corner and at second base. That was kind of 50-50. A good throw probably gets him, but it pulled the fielder off the bag. Now the winning run 90 feet away with nobody out and Cody Morton at the plate.
Yeah, that's a tough. Your momentum's coming to the plate. You got to stop, you got to turn, and you're right. It's 50-50. They made a decision to go. A good throw would have probably got him, but that ball was tailing, and now you're trying to ask your second baseman to field that ball into somebody sliding as the ball's tailing. That's tough all the way around. So now everybody's in.
The infield in, Morton at the plate. They do have first base open here to create a force out. Here's the pitch, high.
Now we've got some intrigue. I mean, it's been that way. It's great. This is great.
1-0 to Morton. Bell wants a strikeout. Morton wants to square one up with that infield in. Here's the pitch. Popped up, left field, and this is going to do it. Going back on it is the left fielder, Foust. Here comes the tag at third. Here comes the throw back in. Safe, and the Wildcats win it by the final count of 4-3 in 8 innings of play here as the Wildcats walk it off on the fly ball to left field. That was a lot closer than it probably should have been. I mean, that was a deeply hit fly ball. So a fly ball to left field, the winning run after the leadoff single by Hankey. The air on the bunt put runners at second and third here with nobody out, and Hankey was able to come in to score on that fly ball to left field there to end the ball game. So the Wildcats win it by the final count of 4-3 in 8 innings out here at Alvin C. Rookser Field. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back to wrap things up here at Rookser Field right after this. Kurt Gutgsell, Kelly Murphy, Jeremy Markos back at Rookser Field. A 4-3 win by the Jasper Wildcats. Again, Ben Hankey singled. Eli Hove tried to bunt him to second. The Raider pitcher, Ethan Bell, thought he had a chance at second, which he did, but the throw skipped away into center field. It was second and third at that point with nobody out, and Cody Morton lifted a RBI sac fly to left field to end it. Raiders brought that ball back in pretty quick, but Hankey was able to scamper in with the winning run. The Raiders had a 3-0 lead until the bottom half of the 5th inning. Jasper hit 3 straight doubles and took advantage of an error in the inning to tie the game. But, man, Connor Foley, Ethan Bell, 2 good pitching performances. Stratton came in, did a nice job of keeping the Raiders there. But, man, I'm telling you, these 2 teams, that was good baseball tonight. And it was a lot of fun. Big crowd. And these teams, if they keep on track, will have a very good chance to advance in their respective tournaments.
This was a tournament atmosphere. It was going to do nothing but the way this game was played, the way it was executed, is going to do nothing but be positive moving into the tournament because every play counts in a tournament, right? And Ethan Bell goes 8 innings, 5 hits, only gives up 4 runs, strikes out 11. And my goodness, what a game. I hope the people that were listening at home could feel it through us because it was just a great atmosphere. The people were into it. What a great way to spend a Friday night. Beautiful weather. Very well played baseball. Very well played baseball. And it stinks Southridge didn't come out on top. But, man, it is so exciting to see good baseball. And I loved it. I loved this game. It was great to be a part of it.
It certainly was. The Wildcats again with Forest Park in here tomorrow at 1. Southridge with a split doubleheader against Tell City. And Pike Central tomorrow out at League Stadium. So get out and enjoy that. The weather should be good as the baseball season winding down in the regular campaign. We'll have some baseball next week here on WJTS and also on WBDC, plus a tournament. Murph, always appreciate your help. This game has been a tradition for you and I, whether it be at League Stadium or here. You'll join me for some sectional games as well as Southridge gets ready to play in that 3A tournament over at League Stadium. Murph, as I said, enjoyed it. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Thank you. You too. I've always enjoyed this.
The Wildcats win it by the final count of 4-3 over the Southridge Raiders in 8 innings out here at Rooksor Field. That's going to wrap up our coverage. Great job, Celia, back at the command center. Jeremy Markos with our video on 18 WJTS. And for Kelly Murphy, I'm Kurt Gutgsell saying good night from Alvin C. Rooksor Field.
This has been an 18 WJTS presentation of high school sports.